Hello there. This is Magpie. I am just here today because I got a request to read a certain book for you all. A bedtime book. I suppose it's not exactly bedtime themed, but I am reading it to help you fall asleep or relax, or maybe get some tingles. So I'm just going to introduce it like this, talking to you, and then I am going to read it to you on my desktop because, as you can see with the lights, it's a little reflective, and also I really like videos with lots of tracing and like the voiceover, so I wanted to give that a try. But first I'm gonna show you this book. It's got a sticky cover. I'm actually going to take this cover off to show you the inside. And maybe tap on it a little bit. Okay, so this book is called Commotion in the Ocean, and it's by I'm not sure how to pronounce the name, but maybe Giles or Giles Healy's Andrea, and it is illustrated with these cute little pictures by David Wojtowicz. I feel like I can pronounce that better. So maybe during my voiceover, I'll look up how to pronounce the names. And if I can't find it, then I'll just give it my best shot. Okay, so let's get to the reading of the book. Okay, so here we are on the desktop with a black tablecloth, and I've got Commotion in the Ocean, and I have this little double-pointed knitting needle because I really like when people use pointers and they trace things, so I thought it would be nice to get it out while I read this. So again, this is by Giles Andre and David Wojtowicz. I believe I pronounced that more correctly than before. I looked it up, and I think it's Polish. Also, I have some little animal facts that I put inside here on some sticky notes. Because I really like marine biology and I thought it would be fun to explore that. We've got a page of bubbles and our title page. And let me get this all spread out. Okay. Commotion in the ocean. There's a curious commotion at the bottom of the ocean. I think we ought to go and take a look. You'll find every sort of creature that lives beneath the sea, swimming through the pages of this book. There are dolphins, whales, and penguins. There are jellyfish and sharks. There's the turtle and the big white polar bear. But can you see beneath the wrecks and in between the rocks? Let's take a look and find what's hiding there. Crab. The crab likes walking sideways, and I think the reason why is to make himself look sneaky and to pretend that he's a spy. So that's the crab. They've got a little fun fact here. Some species of crabs have teeth inside their stomachs. And I tried to draw a little picture of a crab here. And I think this fact is really cool because what these crabs have are some little teeth-like structures that grind up their food once it's in the stomach. And marine biologists have found that they actually use these to make growling noises to scare away predators. So that is our crab fun fact. And now we have turtles. We crawl up the beach from the water to bury our eggs on dry land. We lay a whole batch, and then when they hatch, they scamper about in the sand. Bitter batter, bitter batter, bitter batter, bitter batter, bitter batter. Dolphins. The wonderful thing about dolphins is hearing them try to speak. It's not "how do you do," as I'd say to you. It's more of a click, whistle, squeak. Squeak, squeak, click, 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 click. Whistle, click. These drawings are so cute. You've got the big smiles on all of the animals, even the little angelfish and the little starfish. This one is hitching a ride. I don't think that actually happens, but it's quite cute. I love all the textures of this book. Okay. Angelfish. Hello, I'm the angelfish, darling. The prettiest thing in the sea. What a shame there are no other creatures as gorgeous and lovely as me. It's making a little kissy face. While angelfish are very pretty, I disagree. There are lots of gorgeous and lovely creatures in the sea and out. I will not play favorites. The jellyfish just loves to jiggle, which other fish think is quite dumb. She knows that it's not all that useful, but jiggling's lots of good fun. You've got these pretty little curly tentacles. It's quite fun. And the little curly one up here. Boop. Jiggle. I thought there would be another jiggle, but I don't see one. I do, however, have a fun fact for you. Turritopsis dornii, the immortal jellyfish, does not have a natural lifespan. And I tried to draw a little picture of what Turritopsis dornii looks like. And this type of jellyfish is so interesting because the way its lifespan works is that as soon as it reproduces as an adult, and jellyfish have a lifespan where they have different kind of body forms. So I believe this form that we're used to seeing with jellyfish is called the Medusa form, but they often start as little polyps, I think, and then they almost are, it's kind of like a little plant or an anemone attached to the ocean floor. I'm sure this varies among different jellyfish species, but they go through this whole life cycle where they become free swimming. But the dornii, what it does is as soon as it reproduces as a Medusa adult, it reverts back to its little baby form, and it continues that on and on. And as far as we know, it does that forever until it is killed or dies by some sort of disease or outside force. So it's very interesting, don't you think? Let's go to our next page. Oh, that was a little squeaky. Shark. I swim with a grin up to greet you. See how my jaws open wide? Why don't you come a bit closer? Please take a good look inside. And the little starfish are saying, yikes, yikes. I've got bubbles coming up out of the shark's mouth. It looks like they were drawing maybe a great white shark. I don't know if I agree with their portrayal of sharks because sharks have a bit of a bad reputation, although they really don't hurt that many people. And I don't think it's good to make them look so scary, but it's still a cute little picture. Swordfish. I love to chase after small fishes. It keeps me from getting too bored. And then when I start feeling hungry, I skewer a few on my sword. I don't think they use their little pointy noses for that, but I'm not sure. Look at his little cheeks. Oh, I don't remember what letter I was on. Let's go from here. Octopus. Having 8 arms can be useful. You may think it looks a bit funny, but it helps me to hold all my children and tickle each one on the tummy. Tee-hee. Tickle, 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 tickle. And I've got a little fun fact with the octopus. Octopuses have light detecting cells in their skin, allowing them to see with their entire body. And I think this is just such an interesting fact. So they have these little cells, I believe they're called chromatophores. And the reason it appears that they have them is so they can better camouflage. Octopi are very good at changing their color to match their environment. So it appears that they have these cells so they can see the colors around them without having to go through their eyes. And it just lets them switch without involving the brain at all. Which is very interesting. Also, just because I think it's interesting and I learned it while researching for this. I wrote octopuses here because octopi is actually an incorrect pluralization of octopus. And that was news to me. But it's good to know. Colloquially, it's totally fine to call them octopi. But it might sound a bit funny if you're trying to talk to a scientist or something. So it's good for me to know that because I study biology. Stingray. At the bottom of the ocean, the stingray flaps his wings. But don't you get too close to him. His tail really stings. Bzz, bzz. It's kind of a hard sound to do gently. Bzz. I like how they're shooting out like electricity. I'm trying not to correct too many inaccurate portrayals of things in here because I think it's just a cute little book and there's no point in ruining the fun. So I won't get into that. It's kind of funny that it's smiling while it sings all starfish. Oh well. Lobster. Never shake hands with a lobster. It isn't a wise thing to do with a clippity clap and a snippity snap. It would snip all your fingers in two. Snippity snap, clippity clap, snippity snap, clippity clap, snippity, clippity, snap clip. Deep sea. Miles below the surface, where the waters dark and deep, live the most amazing creatures that you could ever meet. There are fish of all descriptions, of every shape and size. Some have giant pointy teeth and great big bulging eyes. Some of them can walk around and balance on their fins. But the strangest fish of all have glowing whiskers on their chins. Oh, they've got a little gulper eel here. These are all real species, which is fun. I don't know them all. We've got the anglerfish, and I believe I've heard this one called a tripod fish. Oh, yeah, so this is the copper eel, I believe. I'm not quite sure what this one is called, but I've seen pictures of it before. And these ones, I don't know. Oops. And we've got some deep sea thermal vents with some of the steam coming up. I suppose it's not really steam because it's underwater. It's more of a mix of different gases and maybe things like sulfur and heat bubbles. Blue whale. There's no other beast on the planet as big as the giant blue whale. He measures a massive 100 feet long, from his head to the tip of his tail. We're just a bunch of barnacles, and all we do is cling. We know it's not that glamorous, but it's our favorite thing. Barnacles. Whoosh. And I've got another little fun fact here. All mammals have hair, and whales are no exception. They are born with whiskers, though some lose them as they age. I thought that was very interesting when I read that, because I'd never really thought about where the hair on whales was. I believe it's the same for dolphins and porpoises. Yeah. Also, this page doesn't mention it, but as far as we know, blue whales aren't just the biggest animal on the planet. They're also the biggest animal that's ever existed on Earth. Bigger than all the dinosaurs, which is so neat. Walruses. Our bodies are covered with blubber, and our tusks are incredibly long. We're grumpy and proud, and we bellow out loud to show that we're mighty and strong. I don't know how to read this sound calmly. Oh, look at them, they're cute, they're so sweet. And this one doesn't have tusks. Does that mean it's female? I believe so. I don't know much about walruses. I know some facts about them, but maybe I'll tell you all later. penguins. We waddle around on our icebergs, which makes our feet slither and slide. And when we get close to the water, we leap with a splash off the side. Splash, splash, wee. Splish. And I'm sure their little feet are going pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter. Polar bears. Deep out in the Arctic, the mommy polar bear snuggles up with all her children since it's very cold out there. And we've got a little fun fact. There's an extinct species of penguin, which is called P. klikowski, and it was 6.5 feet tall and weighed over 250 pounds. That was so shocking to me. I know there's lots of large animals that are extinct now, but the thought of a 6.5-foot penguin towering over me, because I am not very tall, it's an interesting thought. Also, I know this is something that a lot of people comment on in these books and things. I always think it's funny how they put the penguins and the polar bears together. Because penguins live in the southern hemisphere, well, except for the Galapagos penguins, and polar bears live in the northern hemisphere up in the Arctic. So they're in opposite ends of the world. And those are quite fun words to say together, actually. Penguins and polar bears. Penguins and polar bears. What a lot of creatures we have seen beneath the sea. What a lot of funny things they do. Some of them might lick their lips and eat you in one bite, and some might want to swim around with you. The dolphin's very friendly, and the lobster's very fierce. But the shark is the most dangerous by far. Can you name the other friends we've made along the way? See if you can tell me who they are. So here we've got the jellyfish with its little spirals. And we've got some angelfish and our dolphin friend and some other little fishies. We've got the big swordfish and our gray white shark, or whatever kind of shark this is meant to be. We've got the big blue whale smiling with its little baleen teeth. We've got a lobster, not looking too fierce. Looks like he's giving us a little wave. And we've got the octopus giving us lots of little waves. And they're all in this big porthole as as if we're inside a submarine. So that's quite fun. These little bubbles. I love hardcover books because I think they're just sturdier, and they also make lovely tapping sounds. Okay, so that was our book. Let's take a look at the back cover. And we've just got more of our little fishy friends. Okay, well, I hope you found this reading relaxing, and I hope that you're feeling nice and sleepy and ready for falling asleep, or maybe just having a little moment of relaxation. If you're going to sleep, remember to let all of the tension out of your body and relax your jaw and your shoulders and your back and your fingertips and everything down to your tippy toes. And let your eyelids fall closed. And I hope you have a wonderful night. And if you're just relaxing, I hope you have had a wonderful little moment of relaxation. And then now you're feeling rested and ready to take on the rest of your day. Thank you for spending this time with me. It's been very fun. Goodbye.